Hello and welcome to my video tutorial on color selection, swatches, and gradients. First of all, you will need to have this color and swatches window opened. For that, just go into Window and select the windows needed. This is the first type of color selector called Hue Cube. You can select your hue on the stripe and the color in the saturation and brightness square. Next, we have brightness cube, which is the other way round. Other selector, good for picking shades of gray, is grayscale slider. Next off, really important RGB slider. You can change the colors on these sliders, or by changing the value. Really important is this side right here if you want to print your work, since the RGB scale is different from CMYK scale. Clicking it will give you the closest color in CMYK scale. Next is hue saturation brightness sliders. You can of course use the ramp below to choose your color as well as change it to different spectrum, for example RGB, or if you want to print your work, CMYK spectrum. As another selector, you can use the CMYK sliders, again with the ramp of your choice. I recommend using the CMYK spectrum, as it will be much easier for you to choose a color that you will be able to print. You can also use lab sliders or web color sliders. For that, you can lock a spectrum to web-safe colors only, which is a great tool for web designers. I should also mention that to change your background color, either click Hit or hold Alt and click on the color you want. Last but not least, you can change your ramp to show current colors, which is good if you need to find a color in between the colors you have chosen. You can also copy your chosen color as HTML, or copy its hexadecimal code. Let's go have a look on swatches. As you can see, swatches are sets of predefined and sometimes named colors. First, if you need to, you can change the palette to be bigger, or even make it a list. This tool is really helpful if you are working with several colors and want to use them again, since your last used colors store up here. To add more swatches, just click one of these sets. When you do that, a pop-up window will show up. By clicking OK, you would replace the old swatches by the new ones. Clicking Append will add the new swatches behind the old set. You can always reset the swatches, which will give you the old list. If you want to add only one swatch with your color, pick one as the foreground color. And then just click in the free space under the other swatches. Name it, save it, and you are done. To delete it, press Alt and click on the swatch you want to delete. You can also save your swatches and load them if needed. We shall now go see how the gradients work. Select the gradient tool or press G. Click this little rectangle so that a window with gradient picker pops up. Just like with swatches, you can set how big the list will be. You can add different sets of gradients, save, and load your own gradients, and so on. Up here, you can pick a type of gradient. You can pick from linear gradient, radial gradient, angle gradient, reflected, and diamond gradient. You can set the mode of the layer or gradient, the opacity of it, and some other values. If you use the reverse value, Photoshop will use the background color as the foreground color and vice versa. Now I'll just show you how the different gradients look and work. I hope that this tutorial taught you something and helped you. Thank you for your attention.